Welcome to the Nehemiah Business Life Cycle podcast. My name is Patrice Tsague. I'm your host. Today, we have an amazing guest with us, someone who I now call a friend. I was on her podcast, I think just last month. She was with me at the seminar this morning. She's a member of our community, Dr. Kim Grimes. Doctor, welcome to the podcast.
Yay! Thank you. It is such an honor to be here with you. I am so grateful and I'm humbled by it. So thank you. I really appreciate the invitation.
Well,
I appreciate the love. I appreciate all that stuff. Thank
I
you.
love it. You are welcome. Doc is a member of the Nehemiah community, and I want to kind of give you a sense of who she is because she's they say in the South she's high cotton. She's good stuff, and then we're gonna just kind of get to know her a bit, and then we'll kind of know about her ministry, the work she does. But then our focus today is on Heaven on Earth Women Life Group. She's by the grace of God, she'll be launching. Has it been launched yet? By the way.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
she's
Yep. Yep.
launched a new live group. So, women, hey, if you're watching or listening right now and you have a woman in your life, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a mother, a cousin, a niece, an auntie, or just a friend, whoever you got, get them, call them, get them together. Because we're going to talk about what does it look like for heaven to come on earth, for women to get together and bring heaven on earth. You know, it was the women who were the first to,
Helen.
to experience the risen Savior. You follow me? So they
Yeah.
know a little bit something. While the men doubted and were running around, the women
Come
were
on, tell it.
worshiping the Master, right? So we're going to talk about that. Before we do, though, I want to tell you a bit about Dr. Grimes. You know, Dr. Grimes, she has incredible experience. So first, I love this on her. She has a website called drkimrgrimes.com where you can learn all about her. But I want to share some things with you there. She says, I love this. Listen to this. I'm Dr. Kim R. Grimes. I help you surrender your struggles and limiting beliefs with ease and grace. I love that, right?
That's
Because
it.
if you think about struggles and limiting belief, you don't think of ease and grace, right? She kind of mixed those together so you can own your full power
Mm.
and be capitalized who
Come
God
on.
has created you to be.
Be.
Now, listen, you might say, but what qualifies her for that? So she's earned her stripes as an emotional wellness leader by taking on challenges across various roles. Founder
Mhm.
and CEO of Living Abundantly,
Yes.
president of Living Abundantly Youth Vision, and executive director of Synergy Rise Up and Thrive. It's called
Mhm.
Synergy 4WB Incorporation.
Mhm.
Her coaching philosophy is this: a compassionate coach at heart. Dr. Kim's high energy. And she does have, by the way, I've never seen her without her energy. I've never seen her. I mean, her name, that's her middle name. She wakes up in the morning like a drink of coffee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she just pops. Dr. Kim
Thank
has
you.
high energy coaching style, has helped men, women, young adults, and
Mhm.
youth live out their full potential. She
Yeah.
developed an experiential
Mhm.
understanding of emotional literacy,
Yeah.
life coaching by working with thousands of people across various roles, including high technology, including system administration, and instructing, personal finance mentoring, and project leadership. She
Yes.
has various education and certificates from Regent University and other universities, like Troy University and others as well. She
Mhm.
also is a veteran. Doc, thank you for your
Mhm.
service to our country.
Oh, it's an honor to serve. Thank you so much.
25 years in the
Mhm.
United States Reserve. She's a
Yeah.
speaker, a trainer, a podcaster. So, welcome here to the Nehemiah community and the podcast, Dr. Kim R. Grimes. Doc,
Yay.
welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much, Patrice.
Yes, you're welcome. You are right now somewhere that we all want to be, on a cruise in Cozumel, Mexico. But
Yes.
time for us. So first of all, how's the trip coming along?
Oh, it's amazing. It is so amazing. So let me say, cruising is really a part of my lifestyle now. It's
Yeah.
not, it's really not a vacation anymore for my husband and I. This is our 86th cruise. We
Wow.
still have, yes, we still have like maybe five or I think we have like seven more scheduled for the rest of the year. But if you think of,
Seven for the rest of the year.
yes, yes, and we're looking at more. I promise you, we're looking at more. But here's my thought: like, if you think of the people who are up north, like in the U.S., how they go down south, right, in the winter months,
Yep.
they call them snowbirds. Right,
Yep.
they go down
Yep.
south while it's cold up north, and then when
Mhm.
north becomes warm, they go back home. And so that's similar to what my husband and I would do. What we do is the summer months we're home, but from September to May we are cruising on and off cruise ships, and
Wow.
so that's part of our lifestyle now. And we love it. We love it. A lot of people are like, you're always on vacation. No, I'm just living the best life, right, that I can at the moment. Like, I'm staying present to the moment.
I love it. That is so good. You know what I love about it? Speaking of limiting beliefs, there are many people who would love to do things like that, but they
Yes.
don't let their mind get wrapped around the possibilities of it. You know, as you talk, I'm thinking, oh my God, it must cost a lot of money. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the logistics. Oh my God, this and that and that. So, how
Yeah.
did you wrap your mind around making that possible once you felt
Yeah.
that that was something you would like to do?
So here's a word that I tell people, and let me say two words: stay open. Right. So
So good.
so we live in a world, in a space where our minds are closed, and
Mm,
the older we get, the closer it becomes our mind. So, and one of my passion is working with young people because they come open.
I
They
know.
come
They do.
wide open. They're like, "Give me what you
Yeah.
got. Give me what you got. I want some more of that."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but as we were mature and as we get older, we close our minds, and it's called being set in your way or in your ways, right? I
We've always
figured
done it this way.
that's right. I figured it being set in your way. So I say stay open. And when
Mm,
you're open to creating possibilities.
my
And so
Lord.
one of those things is, I began to think, so if God owns 1,000 cattle on all the, everything, like, I need
Mm,
to open my mind to everything that he has. One, two, I need to learn how to receive,
my
because
Lord.
I was stuck in that space where I did not know how to receive. And in my mind, I created how we pray and we ask God for things, and we create our own image of what that is supposed to look like. Okay, God,
Mm.
I want you to bless me, and here's how I want it to go. And we're waiting for it. In the meantime, God's doing his own thing, and he's blessing
Mm,
you and blessing me. And I miss it. We miss it because we're looking for what we created or what we imagined. And God is
mm,
sending people all around you to bless you. And when they
mm,
come to help you, you're like, oh, no, no, thank you. Oh, no, I'm good. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm good. So I learned how to receive. And I said, and
wow.
it was a prayer. I said, God, teach me how to receive
Mm,
your blessings.
that is
And
so
so
good.
one of the things was to be open to seeing his blessings. And I tell you, to help someone whose mind is closed and think, oh my, I can't do that, it's to say, okay, now you have to change your mindset. Instead of thinking or judging that statement, or condemning, like, oh no, I can't do it, or making a negative statement against it, open up your mind, change your mindset, and said, that's possible. I may not know
Mm,
how I'm gonna do it, but all things are possible, right? Especially when we have a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He meant that, and I'm like, okay, I'm living on His word. So that's what I would say to those who can't see it or struggling and like, wait a minute. When you open your mind, you become a totally different person. You begin to see things that you haven't seen before. You begin to see people in different, like
Mm.
totally different, that you haven't seen them before. You're like, oh my goodness. But it requires, and what I mean by that, it requires you, and here's the part, to remove the judgment that we live in day by day when it comes to our lives, our health, our family, right? When we look at someone, when we, even our thoughts,
Mm.
judgment. So let's begin to remove that judgment. That's going to help us stay open, right? And show up in that space like that.
Oh, I so love it. I think scripture teaches this way. With God,
Mm.
all things, not just some things, all things are possible. And that's what
Yeah.
you're telling us. Let's talk a bit
Yeah.
about your journey. So let's take us back to
Okay.
a young Dr. Grimes, when you were just Kimmy or Kim, whatever your parents called you.
Right. They call me Kim, but my grandmother called me Kimmy, and she
Is
called
that
me Kim.
right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
she called me Kimmy Cat. So whenever I hear it, oh, I smile. Like, she's no longer with us, but I smile. So,
So take us
um,
back there. So that
yeah,
what did that little girl want to do, and how did God prepare her for that?
oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm originally born and raised in Philadelphia,
Mm.
Pennsylvania. So I am the fifth child of 8 children. My mother had,
Wow.
right, my mother had 8 children, one after the other for 8 years, right? It
Mm.
started in 1959 and she was done
Wow.
in 1960. And
Oh my
so,
gosh.
right. And so I was the oldest of the four little ones, right? Because there are four over me, and a part of me was kind of mad about that because the cutoff was the four older ones get to do everything the four little ones couldn't, and I was the oldest of the four little ones. So I felt
Mm.
some kind of way about that.
Mm.
So my mother, I was born in West Philadelphia, but my mother moved us to North Philadelphia where I was where I went to school and raised. But because my mother was a single parent, we grew up with lack, and it was a lot of lack.
Mm.
It was a lot of lack. And I knew at a young age that I did not want to grow up and be a poor adult. I knew
Not
that.
wrong.
I didn't know how, but I knew, no, I can't, because there were many a nights where we had air sandwiches, and that's what I call them, because it was no food in the house. How do you
Wow.
feed 8 children? And my mother, like,
Mm.
I am the product of welfare, and I'm proud of
Mm.
it, right? And
Mm.
so, but my mother did the best she could with the 8. And when I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I don't have any children. And it was by, my husband and I, we just decided, oh, we don't need them. We good. So they said, hey, for my mom to have 8. So I share that to say, so I went to school for computer science because that's when
Mm.
computers start getting into, coming out. So I said, I know this is something that I can do that will
Wow.
catapult me out of the ghetto, right? And so
Wow.
that's what I did. I went to school for that. I wound up marrying my high school sweetheart, and I say he was my high school sweetheart. He actually graduated a year before me. And when two people come together, like when he was in school, I couldn't stand him, but after he graduated, I started liking him, and so we started dating. We started dating, and to be honest, I was an Air Force girl, so that was what my heart was designed. I was
Mm.
doing the air. I wanted to do the Air Force thing, and so my um boyfriend at the time, he decided to up and go in the army. But back then, they don't have the joint domicile, right, where you can live together. And all. That wasn't happening back in the 80s. It's happening now, but not then.
Mm.
And so his decision to go in the army impact my decision to go in the Air Force, right? Because
Mm.
once he did that, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna have to go in the army. And so that's what happened. So he went in the army. He was stationed at he went to Korea for a year. So right after we got married, he went in, he came home, we got married, he left for a year. He came back. So in this was 87. He came back. We began our lives as husband and wife in June of 1987.
Wow.
Fort Drum, New York. Fort Drum, New York. And on November 4th, my husband, so in the military, when you go to new installations, you have to go to a lot of training, and a lot of it is field exercise training, where you're, and we call it FTX. So you're out in
Mm.
the field, you got the camo on and all that. I hated the field. Just, oh my gosh, I was like, who came up with this idea? But nevertheless, I had to go with the flow. So on November 4th of 1987, my husband was out doing his job as a soldier. Uh, the training was called land navigation, where the Army teaches us how to shoot an azimuth, right? And with a compass, so we shoot an azimuth, and then we convert the numbers into grid so we can find our space or out where we are on a map. So if ever we're
Mm.
like overthrown by the enemy or whatever, we can call it in and say, our grid coordinates, this is where we are. And you probably hear it a lot on war movies, like when you see it
Yep.
and
We
calling
don't
in.
understand it though.
Right, that's what they're doing. They're calling in their
Wow.
location. So, or
Wow.
if they're getting, they're calling in their location. So I say all this to say that on that day, a poacher, an illegal hunter, thought my husband was a deer
Oh
and
my
shot.
gosh.
Um,
Oh.
and he died instantly there. I was
Oh.
24 years old. 24.
Oh.
So my life of being a wife, a military wife, and then, in the military, because I was in the military as well. I was just, like I said, reservist. It went upside down. And I was just devastated.
Mm.
And so fast forward, like that was the first like trauma, really trauma in my life that wait. And then here's the part about it. God carried me through, right? Up until, like the entire time, but I got the attitude. I got mad at God and I said, I don't appreciate you at all taking the
Mm.
only man that I love from me. And so I was mad. I was angry with God for years.
Mm.
Look, I wouldn't do. Look, I would smoke, cuss, drink, party, every.
You just turned.
I'm just telling you. I'm saying, Patrice, everything that contradict what God stood for, I was there, and I was like, I ain't playing with you no more. I ain't playing with you, and you can't come in my playground. I'm not coming into yours. So
Wow.
fast forward, 1991. I resumed the military. I never really got out of the military, but I want to say this because this shows how naive I was even within the military at 24. When I learned of my husband's tragic death, I was there with him, and I went to my first sergeant and I said, I'm done with the military. I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Well, 3 months later, they sent me orders to report to them. Because by now I moved to this is how I got to Virginia. And so I moved there and I got orders to report to my next duty station. You talking about somebody mad? I thought I got rid of y'all. But no, it didn't, it doesn't happen like that. So and to this day I'm really grateful because that appointment is what led me to my current husband. And so I met him. We're both in the military, and I met him. And I tell people this straight up. This is how out of the box. And I'm gonna just say how much I lived in exile. My second husband was a straight up booty call. I didn't want to. No, I was like, no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna hit this and quit this thing. And keep moving. You hear me, Patrice? I'm telling you. But
I love it.
What God had, so my husband grew up in the church, had loving parents. His parents were military parents. His father was a warrant officer in the Army and all of that. And so he had, of course, the morals, the values, the belief, all of that. And I was like straight gangster, like, right? Like, I was mad. I was so mad at the world. But when he met me, what he did is he said, because like I said, I cussed, I drank, I partied, I did that. Like I was just so mad and at everybody and people, and I didn't like people, just didn't like people. So my husband at this time, he wasn't even a boyfriend. But we decided to court, right? We decided, let's try to figure out what we're going to do here. But what he started doing for me was he would literally and metaphorically hold a mirror up to me, and he would
Wow.
say, "You're too beautiful to act like that. You're too
Mm,
gorgeous to you know to
mm,
talk like that. Why do you cuss like a sailor?" But he wasn't like, saying anything
mm.
derogatory. No, he was
Yep.
always pouring into me, building me up, lifting me
Wow.
up. And I was like, "Who is this guy?" Right? So I say that to say he would go to church, and because he was a booty call on my list, I went to church
Mm.
with him. I had no
Wow.
I had no interest in God whatsoever. I had interest in my husband, Lionel Grimes. But
Wow.
God's word gets in.
Mm.
It gets
Mm.
in.
Look at
And
God.
so one of the things that me dating him, he was an officer in the United States Army. I was
Mm.
enlisted. That's a no-no, right? Like that's a no-no. But I was like, oh, we gotta, yes, yeah, we gotta do this thing. He encouraged me to go to officer candidate school. But
Wow.
it was, and that was not to say it was an uphill battle. I want to tell you how God was so just there for me, because I was mad at the world. I was mad at all
Mm.
of my senior officers. I like just mad. I would show up for formation late intentionally because I didn't want to be there. I would do all the things that will
Wow.
cause them to kick me out, and they never kicked me out. I wound up serving 25 years in the military
Look at
because of
God.
God. His grace kept me. It covered me because I was horrible, and I'm telling you, horrible. But for Lionel, and then in order for me to go to officer candidate school, I had to get my senior officers to sign off.
Mm.
I was horrible to them, and they signed off. So fast
Wow.
forward, yes, I got to officer candidate school, finished officer candidate school, and then that's when we came from, because our relationship was really on the DL. We ain't tell nobody because I didn't want him to get in trouble. So with that, all along this path, I'm still, I'm working. I'm in corporate, working for Sun Microsystem, doing what I'm supposed to do, but gradually learning more and more about myself. Then I realized one day how my identity was attached to my dead
Wow.
husband. And I was
Oh
like,
gosh.
oh my goodness. I didn't know
How
who I
many
was.
years? How many years was this later after from the time you met your
Right.
first, your
So
second
so
husband?
okay, so I Lafayette died. That was my first husband. He died 1987, November 4th, 1987. I met Lionel in I want to say February of 1991 is when I met
Okay.
Lionel.
And how
Um
many years later from there do you realize you were still attached to Lafayette?
whew, I, that time from 87 to 91. Well, no,
Oh,
I would say like to 90, yeah, 92, maybe 90,
92. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
realized. Wow,
yeah,
that so all
like,
that behavior, there was a rebelliousness because of
yes.
that. Wow.
And it took me a
What
minute.
what made you what made you because I said what because today you help people with these things. What made you realize it? Was it somebody who helped you, or did the Lord just kind of supernaturally minister to you?
So I want to say it was a combination of both, because first I had
Mm,
to be willing and open to
mm.
allow him in. So right.
Amen.
So before I was willing and wanting to let him in, he used people around me, and it
Wow.
was then my boyfriend
Mm,
Lionel
wow.
Grimes, and so he used him. But not only that, he used his parents. They loved me. I'm
Wow.
telling you, I was straight gangster. I was hood. I'm like, I tell people I'm the second T in ghetto. Like that's how ghetto I am. But
Wow.
I'm cultured. I'm educated. But I put that ghetto
Yes.
stuff, like that's always just gonna be in me. So God surrounded me with people that loved me and helped me to see that love. And it took me a minute. I'm not going to lie. It took me a minute of self-work. I had to do a lot of self-work,
Wow.
introspecting. But really, and what I mean by that is me recognizing who I am and my identity, which was attached to a dead man. Now, like,
Mm,
detach that and
mm.
own who you are. And so,
Glory.
first part of that was a widow, and I didn't like that at all. And I was like,
Mm,
who? A 24-year-old widow? Who
Mm,
does that? And this is me talking to God. But he
mm,
began to send people across my path who experienced exactly what I experienced. Not directly where, the husband was shot, like mine,
mm,
but the spouse
mm.
died. And
Wow.
people will call me and say, "Hey, can you talk to my sister, talk to this," and I did. And that's when I start to see, right? Like, this wasn't
Wow.
about me. I made it about me. This is about
Wow.
God's people. Can he trust you with your trial? And at first, no, he can't trust me because
Ooh.
I ain't telling nobody. And right, I left
Ooh.
Philadelphia because I didn't want the stigma of everybody knowing that I was a widow. That's what took me
Wow.
down to Virginia. And so it's like, no, I ain't telling no. And but then it's like, oh my God, this is it. Like, now I get it. I got it. It took me, and when I say it took me a minute, it did. But now I got it. But I had to first learn how to love me. I had to first connect with me. I had to first deal with all of my idiosyncrasies. I had to deal with all that uh, and the guilt that I took myself through for at least 3 years,
Mm,
thinking I could have done
mm,
something differently. No,
mm.
not at all. So God used that, did this, not to say did this is how the early parts of my life started off. And it's like, okay, if this happened to me, then this means you want me to help serve your people who
Wow.
goes through this as well. And I'm telling you, they came, they
Wow.
we crossed paths, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, then I became humble, right? Like, the
Wow.
more I began, start doing it, I was like, okay, God, like, I get it. And then look, then I forgave him.
Look at God. Oh my Lord.
I
Like
forgave
what the devil meant for evil, God used it for good.
Yes, yes,
So that's
yes.
really how your ministry was born.
Yes, indeed,
Oh
indeed.
my
Because
Lord.
I had to endure it myself, and so I'm a living witness. I have
Mm,
the experience of going through that, and then even years later. So 4 years, my husband and I, we courted, and then we got married. But I also had to learn, even in my marriage, that for me to, like, I had to love me in
amen.
order to teach Lionel how to love me, because Lionel's gonna get it
Mm,
wrong, right? If I
mm,
don't
so
show him
good.
how to love me. But if I don't love myself, he's gonna love me
Ooh,
the way that he sees me loving myself. So
my
I had
Lord.
to learn how to love me. And so I'm in that space right now where I tell people I am madly, madly. Did I say madly? In love with
Yes, you
me.
did.
And
I love it.
like 3 levels of madly. And I was like, oh my gosh, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, right? Like the Trinity. So it's like, and then, Patrice, what opened up even more is God's love for me.
Mm,
Whoo!
mm,
Blew my mind when I really began to research and sit in it and recognize how much he loves me. And I said, I'm already madly, madly, did I say madly, in love with me. No arrogance, not thinking I'm better than anyone. It's just learning how to love me, the being that God created me to be.
wow.
I learned how to be proud and loud, right? Because I'm loud, and I say
Mm,
I'm loud and I'm proud, right? I had to learn how to do all that. I'm always talkative. So I had to learn how to honor my gifts and my talents. But first, I had to recognize, well, what are they? Here's the thing: I learned in life what I was created with.
mm,
Everything God gave me, it was in me. It was knitted in me in my mama's womb. I had it from when my mama pushed me out, saw me, and said, "Her name is Kim." It was in
wow.
me. And so I also went through a lot of years of coaching, and getting coaches, right? And having coaching,
Mm,
and all of that. And so I it was this one particular time when I recognized, oh my goodness, I I had to uncover my gifts and talents, because I knew a couple of them, but I didn't know all that God put in me. And
yeah.
so I learned how to uncover those things by saying three. 3 questions. And I didn't come up with these questions. I give the credit to Lisa Nichols, who wrote the book, No Matter What. But she asked 3 questions, and then she said, what do you like about yourself? What do you,
Mm,
and I say 3 questions, it's actually 4, sorry. What do you like about yourself? What do you appreciate about yourself? What do you
mm,
love about yourself? What do you admire about yourself? And so when you
mm.
ask, when I first heard those questions, I was like, like I couldn't answer them because
Wow.
we're always looking externally and wanting validation from external
Mm,
sources
mm,
and not validation from internal sources. So those 4 questions I had to find answers to. And what I did is I took her 4 questions, put it in an exercise, and I did it for 7 days. And what I did is I asked myself the question and I wrote the answer. And then what she also recommended, you go in front of a mirror and you say it out loud. What I like about myself is my big, beautiful eyes. What I love about
mm.
myself, my cocoa brown skin. What I admire about myself is my big old smile. What I appreciate about myself is that I'm compassionate. What I like about
Wow.
myself is my determination. What I love about myself is that I'm a go-getter. What I admire about myself is that I am patient, right? So you begin to I had to begin to do this kind of work, and I call it uncovering my greatness, because when my husband died, right, it
Mm,
got I couldn't see it. And this is typical for everyone. Life be lifing, and it covers
mm,
up our greatness, and we can't see it. I couldn't see my gifts. I didn't know my talents. I didn't know my abilities. All of it was right here, and I couldn't see it. I
mm,
was blind to it because I couldn't see it. And same thing as the blessings, right? That God is always showering us with blessings, but because we're closed, right? We can't see them, and we're still asking God for them. When you gonna bless me? What? Ain't like all them blessings over there, you done missed it. So the point I'm making is I couldn't see these things. And so now I created I call it Path to Greatness. I did the
mm,
work. I did the work for years on me. And that's how I began to uncover a lot of things that I didn't even think that was in me. I was like, wow, wow. And so it also helped me to actually laser in on my ministry. And serving is I have the a servant heart. I want to serve, and my husband says, like, I don't know strangers, because everybody that I meet, I'm like, hey friend, how are you? I love meeting people, and that became part of my ministry, is to help people. And this is what I mean, to be. And what does that mean? So when I show
mm.
up in the room, you're gonna get Kim. You're gonna get
Amen.
7, right? You're gonna get
Mm,
everything about me, my idiosyncrasies, my quirkiness, like all of that stuff. I had to learn how to own it. But first, let me back up. I had to uncover it. I had to then acknowledge it. Acknowledge that this
mm,
is
mm,
this is me. Like, this is mine. Like, this is how I show up. I'm loud, like I'm talkative, I'm like all of that. I'm rambunctious. I can be assertive, all of that. I had to learn to acknowledge, yes, this is all me. First step was uncovering what I like, love, appreciate, and admire. I call it la la. I had to do that part. Then once I
mm,
did that part, I start seeing all these things. So now it's like I had to acknowledge it. Oh, I love, like, and the acknowledgement part is it becomes a part of my conversation. Oh yeah, I'm loud. I know I'm loud, right? So now I'm acknowledging, and then I had to own it. That's the next step. Owning it is like the nose on my face, the ears, like nobody can take them. Right? They're mine. Like, they're actually mine. And so realizing that nobody can take my gifts or talents or anything from me. So the last phase of that is living in it and being it. Right?
wow.
When
Wow.
I'm being me, when I'm showing up being me, the world is being served, because we all
Amen.
have gifts and talents that God put in us. And he didn't say keep it to yourself. He said serve my people, share it with other people. And so that's how I became, or got to this point, starting from
Wow.
where I was and doing all the self work that I had to do. Now I'm clear. I'm crystal clear.
Wow.
Call me Crystal. When you ask me, who am I? I'm going to tell you exactly who I am because I'm
Mm,
clear. When I show up, I'm going to show up the same way every place I go, right? Because what? I got tired of dumbing down, like going into a room and not saying anything, not being me when I
mm.
know, there are people in there that need what I have to say, that need,
So good.
here, it's something as simple as my presence, that need a smile. I can just show up in the room and smile, and it's someone all the way over in the corner who needs a smile. They see my smile
Mm.
and they're like, wow, thank you, God. Like, it's just that simple. And so I've learned how to just show up and just be me and bless the people who God surrounds me or put me, who's in the room with me. Bless them
Mm.
just by me being me. And this is what I learned. This is what I say to everyone. No one, absolutely no one, is better at being you than you. No
My
one.
Lord. My
No,
Lord.
no
Mm.
one can do you. And then when I got that, I was like, okay, God, I got you. No one can do me like me. No one. No one.
Mm.
And I was like,
Mm.
that's what that means. Own me, be me, unapologetically. And that is the name of my podcast. You are you,
Wow.
unapologetically. And that's where that came from because
Wow.
it's about being who God created you to be unapologetically and living in it for the rest of your life.
Wow. That is so good. I told you guys that you went on for something here. I'm talking with Dr. Kim R. Grimes. She is leading a life group at the Nehemiah E community. If you want to know more about her before we continue here, she does have a website. It's called Dr. Kim, Dr. Kim R. Grimes with an S.com. There you can learn all about her. Again, I'm going to repeat it, Dr. Kim, Kimr, like Robert, Grimes, Grimes.com. There you can learn all about her ministry. Doc, so you are leading a e-community life group with Nehemiah for women called Heaven on Earth Women Life Group. So talk to us about, so you've been a member of the community, it's been what, maybe 3-4 months, I think,
I
right? Is
think
that
I
long?
joined. So we met back in November. I joined
Yeah.
in January. Um,
January. Okay,
so
that's
so so
about
I'm still trying to,
1 or 4 months. I love
yeah.
it. Welcome to the community.
Mhm.
But how do you like the community, by the way?
So I love it. I love the community. I love everything that Nehemiah E-Community or Nehemiah Project stands for. I love it because my prayer, like, God, you know me. God, you know everything about me. You know I'm not for nonsense. You know I'm direct. And I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings when they come off right trying to teach me or show me something that I know is not accurate. So please send me someone who I can grow with. Send me someone
Mm,
who I can learn from. Send me a community that I can be in and that I can grow. And God used um it was
was
Tanya,
Tanya?
Tanya,
Yeah, Tanya
Tanya.
Landis.
God,
Yep.
yes, God used her, and that's how I met you. That's how we got connected. And so about the uh Heaven on Earth Life Group, I was honored. Like when we met,
Yep.
um, you shared with me that there was a need, and
That's
so
right.
like I show up, right. A part of me is like, okay, how do I serve that and support that need?
Mm,
And so I was honored by that as well. I want to answer your community, I mean your question about the community. I know this is a place where I belong. I
mm.
know that. And I'm aligned, like I like align myself with everything is going on. So after today's session, I emailed my assistant. I was like, sign me up for every class, everything, every form, everything. And she's like, you're traveling, you got conflict here, but put it on my schedule anyway. I'll just figure it out.
I love
So
it.
I'm loving it. I'm still learning and exploring.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
I mean it as well, but I also know that there's so many more people that need to be in this community that
Amen.
I know.
Amen.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, I told one of my other team members, go on there, find my affiliation link and give it to me so I can
That's
start
right. That's
telling
right.
people about this so we can, so that's the space I am in there.
Amen. So let's talk about this life
Yeah,
group. So
yeah.
first, why women? Why women, and what can they expect at this life
Mm.
group?
So let me just share the I pulled up the a description of it, and I think this
Yes.
will answer the question. But the answer why women, um one, to be honest, because I am one, right?
That's a simple answer. I
Like
love
I don't know how, like I'm not a man, I don't know how to relate, all that kind of stuff.
it.
But I also learned in my studies how much God and how honored women from day
Mm,
one till right
mm,
and until till Jesus returns. But when you read about it, he honored us. So that's one thing. And then as women, we are always, serving, doing, giving, just all over the place. And what I want to do is I want to share that the Heaven on Earth women's group, life group, is a sacred gathering for women, of course,
mm.
of faith, and women business owners who are weary, who are tired from the constant demands, right, of life. And those women like me was longing for a deeper, quieter, and real
Amen.
connection with God. I told God, teach me you. Like I want to know you. I want to know you.
Mm.
And I think of Ephesians 1 verses what 17 to 19 that really talks about, about knowing God and everything about him. So that's where I was. So this is a sanctuary for faith-driven women who have been given endlessly to their business, to their families, to their work, to
Wow.
just endlessly, but yet feel like I did, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally depleted.
My
Depleted. I
Lord.
remember telling God one day, if this is it, you might as well open up that gate to heaven, because here I come, because I can fake this all day long. Right? I can fake this. I can play this game. Like for real though. Like for real. But that's the ghetto in me, right? For real though. But this group, it was created
Mm.
to be a pause, so we can stop. A Sabbath, which is the Hebrew, and I love when you gave that Hebrew word. I wrote it down.
That's right.
Yes, I loved it. I was like, yes.
Yeah, Abada.
Abada,
That's
yes,
right.
I loved it. I was like, yes. So we need to pause from the noise, from the pressures, from the
Mm,
performance of everyday life that
my
drains
Lord.
us. So here we're inviting women to slow down, to
Mm,
exhale, to lay down
mm,
your burdens, like God said, at his feet. So
mm.
through prayer, reflection, intentional rest, and faith-centered like conversations and sessions that we're going to have, we are will gently guide all of the women back to themselves and
My
back
Lord.
to God, learning to live. And here is it, learning to live in his presence. That's why I said heaven, I called it heaven on earth. So our
Mm,
mission is to create that sacred space for women where they can step away from their busyness and experience God's presence. See,
mm,
go back into the beginning of creation. On day 6, he created man and woman. Like that's the story. We know what happened from day 1 on down, right? But he created us. But our first full day was a full day with him in his presence in the
mm,
Garden of Eden, right?
mm.
That was it. And that too was heaven on earth. And that's where we're trying to
Wow.
get back to. So it's cultivate. So the women, we want them to experience God's presence. So and cultivate rest and renewal and self-discovery through Christ-centered connection and spiritual growth. So that's our mission. Our vision is to see women of faith living
Mm.
fully aligned, spiritually renewed, and confidently rooted in God's grace, in his peace, and his love. So many of us don't even, like I didn't know the depth, the width, the height of God's love. I was clueless, but then he showed it to me. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Right? So it's about being in his presence and carrying his presence with you every day of your life, in your relationship, in your calling, in your business, so that you can be who God created you to be. Period.
This is
That's what.
so good. Doc, I'm not a prophet, but I do see something in the spirit. I see one day in the next 6 to 12 months, one day soon, I see a women in business forum that you're
Mhm.
leading. I
Yes.
like the live group, but I see once a year as a community
Yes.
you hosting where online women are gathering
Come on.
together and be
That part.
mobilized because you got something in there. This is I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a
Mhm.
son, I'm
Yes.
a
Brother.
brother, and I
Yes.
think about all the women in my life. I'm an uncle,
Yep. And
and
a
I'm like,
nephew.
I'm a nephew. I want them to experience whatever you're
Mhm.
drinking. I want them to drink some of that.
Yes, yes, yes. And I will surely, gladly, humbly share it all. Like, here you go.
I'm
Open your
telling
mouth.
you,
I got something for you to drink.
this is
Definitely.
so good. Wow. Listen, I've been talking with my
Woo.
Lord, Dr. Grimes. Listen, if you enjoyed this podcast, I want you to
Mhm.
Miriam. Good to see you, Miriam. Connect with Dr. Miriam is one of our training and coaches from Puerto Rico. Miriam,
Okay.
connect
Yes,
with Dr. Grime and let connect. Bring some of the women up from out of Puerto Rico. Let's do this thing.
yes, absolutely.
So a couple of things, Doc. Don't leave yet because I got one more question to ask you.
Okay.
Listen, if you enjoy Dr. Grime and you're saying, I want to know more about her, here's what you can do. She does have a website. I want to send it to you. Her website is Dr. Dr. Kim, Kim, like Robert, Grimes, Grimes.com. Dr. Kim R. Grimes.com. There you can learn about her ministry, her business, connect with her directly. She's also on the e-community platform. You
Yay.
can connect with her there, like her, share, connect with her there as well. And also, if you're saying, hey, I like this podcast, here's what I want you to do. I want you to share it.
Mhm.
You know a woman, you know a sister, you know an aunt, you know a mother, you know a wife or a daughter or a girlfriend, somebody in your circle that
Mhm.
you saying they need this kind of energy. They need to drink some of this. It ain't Kool-Aid,
Nope.
right? It'll get you high. It ain't
That's
drugs,
right. That's
right?
right.
But this is some good stuff. So listen, I
Yeah.
want you to share this with them, right?
Mhm.
Because see, friends share with friends
Yeah.
that which they like and enjoy. So I want you to
Mhm.
share it. Put it
Yeah.
on your Facebook. Put it on your YouTube. Share. Push it
Yeah.
out so that
That
as
part.
many women, Miriam said, I already shared it. I like that. As many
Yay.
women as possible can hear about this great ministry,
Mm.
can be jazzed up. You follow me?
That's
Taken
it.
out of stress. I mean, think about it. She went
Mm.
from losing her high
Mhm.
school sweetheart.
Mm.
And I
That
appreciate, Doc, your honesty, just going through the rebelliousness, having a real season of wilderness where she rejected God and the army. But they came back, embraced her, and say, we love you unconditionally, just how you are. And through that unconditional love, she got transformed,
Mhm.
let go of the
Amen.
dead, or I think the Bible said, let the
Mm.
dead bury. She let go of the dead and
That's
she
right.
embraced the living. And
Yes.
today, God is using her. I tell you, this is so good. Using her to help others be set free. So if
Mhm.
you want to be set free, you want to be jazzed up to what God has called you to do, join this. But I assure you this, I'm
Yeah.
gonna, as God willing, in the next 6 months or so, I'm gonna talk to member care. We got to do a forum where
Yes. Yes.
Doc
I'm
she
down.
organized it
I'm
and
in it.
she kind of bring folks together because I want women to be jazzed up. So
Yes.
you want to go ahead and share that with them.
Consider it
Also,
done.
if you're saying, hey, how do I join this live group?
Mhm.
There's a I want you to do this. So there's a link there that you can click there and join. You
Mhm.
can go to also to nehemiahecommunity.com, nehemiahecommunity.com. There you can do more than just life groups. You can learn about the community. We have over 5,000 members around the world.
Mhm.
You can join and become a member and connect and be a part of the life group. By the way, men, you can also come along. You don't have to join the live group, but you can come along in the community.
That's
And there are
right.
other things that we're doing as well. Bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your sister, bring your niece, bring your auntie. All right, right. Bring your cousin, bring your friend, bring your girlfriend, bring your
Yeah.
grandma, bring all of them, so that they can be a part of this. Also, if you want training or coaching, you can connect with the community as well. We have coaching and training to help you along your journey. You can
Yeah.
do that at nehemiahecommunity.com. Nehemiahecommunity.com. Doc, I do have one last question for you.
Okay.
So there are women and men out there, and due to what's going on with the war, tariffs,
Hmm.
and all the uncertainty in the air, they're saying, Doc, I don't have what you got. I'm stuck,
Mm.
and I need to figure myself out.
Yeah.
I'm maybe where you were when your
Hmm.
first husband
Hmm.
died.
Hmm.
Give me some advice. How do I get from where I am in the pit to
Hmm.
where I should be, where you are now? What advice would you give them, Doc?
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for asking. So first, I would say, acknowledge the fact that you are in the pit.
Mm,
Acknowledge where you are right now, and do not make it wrong. Don't make it
mm,
wrong. You're in that space, and it's a season, and you have to, you're in there for a reason. Don't make it wrong. You're surrounded with people that can help and support you. Believe me when I say they are there. So don't make it wrong. Acknowledge, I feel stuck. I need help. And then what you want, I said it earlier, open your mind. Open your mind. How do you do that? Remove the judgment. When the thought comes up to judge, acknowledge that is a judgment thought. Nope, I'm not thinking that. So open your mind so that you can go and pursue those who will support you. I'm here. Like, let me know how I can serve and support you. But if you find yourself in that space and you feel like you're all alone, I want you to know you're not. You're not alone. But you have to take the first step, because I can't do it for you. And this is what I tell, my clients, like, you have to do the work. I can't. And if you're willing to do the work, I guarantee you, you will see results. You will see results. And so
mm,
if you're serious about not staying in the space that you're in, if you're serious about that, then take that next step, reach out, right? Connect with me, connect with Patrice, connect with Nehemiah Project, right? E-community, right? Connect, do something, take action. That's what I'm saying to you. You don't have to sit in it. You don't have to sit in it. You choose to sit in it, right? So let's take some action. First, like I said, acknowledge, right? Acknowledge that that is it. And then go from there, right? Take those steps. That's what I would like to give, that kind of advice, because a lot of it is internal and a lot of it is up here. I call it this: head chatter. Be mindful of your head chatter. Let me say this. How you know it's head chatter? If it's negative and condescending and it's causing you to feel bad, that's head chatter. And so what you have to do, and this is what I teach people when it comes to managing your emotions, right? You have to identify the emotion that comes up. So say you're frustrated. So I'm frustrated. So what you have to do is say, okay, I'm frustrated. Don't focus on the why you're frustrated.
my
Focus
Lord.
on the emotion. I'm frustrated, and
Mm,
the energy that is behind the emotion. Because if you focus on why you're frustrated, then you're going to create a story in your head that's going to send you down multiple rabbit holes. And it's not about um the frustration. You have to learn how to sit with your emotions. I'm gonna share this. I lost my mother a year ago in January, but I just lost. I mentioned earlier. I didn't mention on the podcast, but I mentioned that to Patrice that I lost two loved ones close to me, and one, I know that death is scary. We that's our greatest fear as human beings, right? That's the first thing we're afraid of, to die. But it's inevitable. It's a part of our
mm,
life, and so the sadness came up in me, and I sat with it. And this is how I sit with my emotions. I say, I see you, sadness. I see you. I see you. I feel you. I feel you. You're in my heart. You're in my heart, and it's heavy, right? And I think so I'm gonna sit right here with you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold your hand until you dissipate, until you go away. And it will, but
Okay.
it may come right back because that means
Mm,
I'm suppressing a lot of sadness. So what am I
mm,
saying is, you know, when we are in a space, a mindset of where we are, right, and it doesn't look good or it's not fun, you're going to have a lot of emotions around it. And so the first thing I want you to do is not judge it. Don't judge it. Acknowledge the fact, nope, this isn't fun. All right. And if it's a feeling or emotion or whatever, sit with it. Sit with it and learn to sit with your emotions until they dissipate. So yes, I'm going to miss my loved ones that passed. I'm going to miss them dearly. But I was able to sit with the emotion. But not only that, I have a lot of memories that I'm going to lean on as well. So you don't have to do this alone because you're not alone. You choose
mm.
to be alone. But if you open your mind and look at all the possibilities that surround you, you will see that God had already surrounded you with all his love and support that you need for this season in this moment.
Lord, Selah, she said it all. Let me pray for you guys. May the Lord bless you.
Thank
May
you.
the Lord enable you to steward those talents that are under your care and to steward it in such a way that one day you'll hear those wonderful words. Well
Mm,
done, good
yes.
and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. Guess what?
Mhm.
He'll not make you rule over much. God bless you. Thanks for watching and listening. Doc, I love you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your
Yay.
trip.
Okay.